What's good, YouTube? It's the Casual Gamer here, back again with another video. It's time to talk about XDefiant again, man. I've been meaning to make this video for a while now, but I'm glad I waited. I need to get my words together. We're just gonna start here. Here's a tweet interaction that I had with another XDefiant streamer. He said, "I don't know what more I gotta post to get looked at in the XDefiant community, man." My response to that was, the game lacks community and it might be its downfall. Even on the game itself, game chat is dead because they make you take an extra step and switch from private to public. It makes it hard to connect with players to play with like people do on Call of Duty. It all trickles down. I feel like this interaction was just the perfect place to start. First of all, big shout out to Zai, one of the most consistent XDefiant streamers out there. He's who you want to watch if you actually want to get better at the game. Me, I'm just more of a critic. You can find him on Twitter at ZIIYT_, or you could look him up on YouTube. Just type in ZII XDefiant. All his videos will come up. Really helpful classes and all that good stuff. But let's get into this interaction and why I want to start here, because this interaction kind of just lays out everything I want to get to about where XDefiant has gone wrong so far. Ubisoft, I'm sorry to say, but you guys kind of destroyed your community before it could even get started with the way that this game was released in general. Your game cannot grow if you make it difficult for your player base to even communicate. And that's why I want to start with this tweet. Because in this tweet, I talked about a big problem that I noticed early on at XDefiant that I thought that they would change, but they still haven't changed it. And that problem is how their chat works. If I want to go to game chat, why do I have to take an extra step to be in a game chat? I don't want to go to a private chat after switching from my party chat on my console. Just put me straight in public. And I said this when the game first came out to myself, but I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. But it is such a big deal, and let me tell you why. Just think about all the viral moments that we got from Call of Duty in the golden age, even up to now, that we strictly get just from having a public game chat. Gameplay aside, think about all the funny viral moments we've got to experience just through Call of Duty having a easily accessible game chat. You want to make your game chat easy to get to because it kind of creates self-promotion. It markets the game itself. One funny thing happens inside a game chat lobby, you can go viral, and now people are like, what's this game? The amount of people who I know till this day buy Call of Duty every year still just because they want to shoot shit up and talk shit in game chat just proves this right. And especially for a game like XDefiant, this is so important to have in your game. You want this in your game because you're pushing yourself as a casual multiplayer. I just don't think that the XDefiant creators factored in how much adding this one unnecessary step to actually get into game chat would affect their player base long term. And you see the game dying out now. They're not encouraging players to talk shit. Okay, you don't want players to talk trash, okay, but they're also not encouraging players to party up together with their peers. Honestly, that's the most important thing, because I know a lot of games don't even like to encourage trash talk nowadays just because the times we're in. But whatever. Not encouraging players to play with their peers or just making it hard to do so, because I honestly don't think that this was intentional. I don't know why they felt like they needed to have this feature in the game, this private public chat, this extra step to get into game chat. I don't think they did it on purpose. I just think it just went over their heads. I literally still have people on my friends list from over 10 years ago just off of getting into one Call of Duty lobby with them. That happens because they have an accessible voice chat. They always have. That's been the thing that's pushed their game outside of their own marketing. It promotes itself, like I said. XDefiant is missing that. Game chat is literally dead. Nobody's in there. And inside a time where streaming, YouTube, content creators is at an all-time high, you guys are stopping connections from being formed naturally. In this day and age, it's so important to let your players connect with each other and to make it easy as possible for them to connect with each other. I know I feel like I spent too much time on this one small thing, but I promise you guys it is a big reason why this community feels so dead. They made it hard for collaborations and connections to be made within their game. And that all trickles down as to why creators are having a tough time making strictly XDefiant content. I can almost guarantee you if this game made it easy to get into game chat and they dropped Search and Destroy at the beginning of Season 1, it will be in a such better place right now, content wise, game wise, and everything. You start to see these numbers dwindling. I'm getting worried about it. And I'll bring up search like that because it's these two things kind of go hand in hand. If you have your community active inside game chat and you had search and destroy, that's kind of what made OG COD era. That Modern Warfare 2 era was so popular because of search and destroy in game chat. And that's what XDefiant is lacking right now. Search and destroy is so needed. Like I don't know what's the holdup. I don't know why it couldn't drop with season 1. I guess it just wasn't ready. My theory is it has something to do with kill cams, because if you add a search and destroy mode, you have to have kill cams in search. You can't just not have kill cams, even if maybe not after every kill, but you gotta at least have that final kill cam. And I don't think they want to expose themselves from how far they are away from being able to implement kill cams into their game, because I don't know, maybe it's going to expose how bad the netcode really is or whatever. But yeah, I just feel like that the kill cams aren't ready, and that's why we haven't got search yet. And honestly, at this point, I don't know when they should even drop search. I see XDefiant season 2 is scheduled for September 24th. If they plan on introducing search in this season, in that next season, I don't think that's a good idea. The perfect time to do it was in season 1 while Call of Duty's in a dead period, not late September, right before the game that you're trying to compete with is gonna be building their hype up. The hype is already there. People are excited for Black Ops 6. We all know the BS that comes with Call of Duty, but that's not gonna stop people from playing the game, and we know that. At this point, I would put Search and Destroy on pause. Don't drop it at the top of season 2. If anything, drop it halfway through, but maybe even wait till season 3. And this is me talking for the franchise. Me, as a person, as a gamer, I want Search and Destroy on XDefiant tomorrow. Bomb mode, whatever you want to call it. But for them as a franchise, I think they need to wait, make sure everything is perfect, because when you drop this search now, you're trying to compete with Call of Duty Black Ops 6, a new game that's going to be out. You want the mode to be perfect. And honestly, I would just wait till season 3, because that's going to line up to around the time when Call of Duty starts to fade out. The Call of Duty hype is going to start to fade out. People are going to be sick of it. They're going to be looking for something else to play. So at this point, make sure search is perfect. Get it right. We don't want any flaws. It has to be a flawless drop. And more importantly, they have to change how the game chat works by the time this search does come out. That extra step is going to destroy it. I'm telling you. No pun intended, by the way. But yeah, that's a way to get your game to promote itself. But since we're talking promotion in general, the promotion and marketing for XDefiant has not been good at all. And I know it's not the biggest game. I know they probably don't have the biggest budget. But man, I don't see XDefiant anywhere outside of Twitter. I don't know anybody else in real life who actually plays XDefiant or even knows what it is when I ask them. And that's not a good place to be. It's because they're not putting themselves out there enough. And man, I mean, I know they're making some good money from that store that they got, and I think that they need to take some of that money and put it in the marketing budget, because I should be seeing XDefiant on YouTube ads. I should be seeing XDefiant on Instagram ads. The only place that I see XDefiant content is on Twitter, and that's just because I follow the game's page. It's not even advertisement on Twitter. It's just because I had to go out my way to follow them. You guys need to be more in your face. You guys need to get in people's faces. People will play your game once they see what it is, but you have to make yourself visible. The game is not visible enough. I'm starting to see the same players over and over again every day. That's not a good place to be when your game hasn't came out that long ago. And yes, you can't really stop yourself from losing players. If people don't like the game, they don't like the game. But you need to constantly be bringing in new players. That's how you balance it out. Those players that you lose, the people who lose interest in the game early, you balance that out by pushing your game, putting it out there, bringing in new players constantly. And I'm just being honest, I don't see that from XDefiant or Ubisoft's marketing team, even if they have a marketing team. I don't know if they have a marketing team outside of Twitter and social media, but like, yeah, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay to promote your game. It's just, that's what all the big dogs do. You want to be considered with the big dogs, you want to compete with Call of Duty, you're going to have to pay to promote your game. And you might take some losses at first, but it's going to be so worth it, because there's so much people. It's so much. Actually, let me use myself as an example. Me as a kid, we only got pretty much 2 games a year. It was Call of Duty. I got my Call of Duty, and we got 2K. Do you know how excited I would have been if I had a free game like XDefiant, a free first-person shooter that I could go play? That's who you need to be pushing your game to. Kids like that. Not even just kids, honestly, bro. Adults too. Adults like to play free games. We're always looking for something to play. If it's good, XDefiant has a good quality game. So yeah, you have to invest in yourself. You guys have to invest way more into your game. I need to be seeing XDefiant commercials everywhere. Ads. Maybe not commercials yet, but let's start with ads. Need to see them, man. I just hate to see that a game that I like so much dying out so quickly. Another thing that I think XDefiant messed up on was not adding the prestige system right away, because right now we're just kind of leveling up. It feels like Call of Duty. I'm just leveling up. I kind of lost motivation to play. You guys can see in my videos, I'm still like level 89. If I knew the max level from the jump that I had to get to prestige, I guarantee you that I'd still be more invested in this game right now, because it gives me something more to play for outside of just grinding camos. I don't always just want to grind camos. That's not enough to keep me on the game. It never has been, not even for Call of Duty. And I know a lot of players who feel like this. They're not playing XDefiant anymore because they got bored. They don't know what they're playing for, especially after stats got frozen. Like, you gotta at least let people play for their stats. I know they fixed stats, but I don't even know if they're accurate. I don't think they counted anything that was going on while stats were frozen. It doesn't seem like it, because I think my KD will be a little higher. But anyway, so get this, you guys. The best 2 players that I knew at XDefiant, neither of them play the game anymore. They've moved on to other games. Call of Duty hasn't even came out yet, and people are already moving on to other games. Your good players are moving on to other games because this game couldn't hold its attention span for long enough. But yeah, man, I'm sorry if I sound like I'm complaining. I just really have high hopes for this game still. I understand that they're not doing a yearly cycle, so they have time to fix all of this stuff. But you don't want to die out within that first year and be rebuilding. You don't want to be in a constant state of rebuilding and trying to get players back. I just feel like XDefiant's player base can be much more stronger right now if they encourage players to create community like we should be doing. But us as players, us as streamers, gamers, we can only do so much. It really starts at the top. And they have a lot of small mental errors that makes it hard for us to connect with each other and grow this community so this game can stand time. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just being too impatient. I need to give the game more time to get all the kinks out. Maybe I'm just tripping. Or maybe you agree with me. Are you still playing XDefiant in August? Let me know in the comments, y'all. It's the Casual Gamer, and I'm out of here.